change because we think it's a really important and relevant topic for all of us to be a little bit better informed about. And we think that it's important to teach you guys some of the causes and effects of climate change and also what we can all do to reduce our own impact on climate change.
So to introduce the topic to you guys, we found this great video off of the NASA website, and it's about the usual suspects
Something's changing Earth's climate.
of climate
Temperatures
change.
are rising. Ice sheets are melting. Weather patterns are changing. Sea level is rising. What's causing these and other changes? Time to round up the usual suspects. In ages past, big changes have been caused by volcanic eruptions, ocean currents, changes in the sun and Earth's orientation to it. And there's been that occasional giant asteroid. But none of these natural causes can explain what's happened to our planet in just the last 150 years. So what's the difference between today and a century and a half ago? It's how we live and work. Our industrial societies have changed more than the landscape. We've been burning fossil fuels. And that's added lots of greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, which traps the sun's heat. That's why the Earth is warming, more and more as each year passes. So what's causing this climate change? All the evidence points to us. That's the bad news. The good news? It's a lot easier to change our behavior than any of the usual suspects.
So that was just one of the many, they call them Earth Minute videos on the NASA website. And here's what they look like. So yeah, you can just scroll down and it has like all these things that we hope that you're curious about. So we watched a bunch of them and they're really great and really informative, so we encourage all of you to go home and watch a few to better inform yourselves.
Okay, what exactly is climate change? Climate change is defined by NASA as a change in the average weather of an area or the Earth as a whole over an extended period of time. So it takes hundreds of years to thousands of years for climate to change, and throughout history, Earth has experienced colder periods than we're currently experiencing and also hotter periods than we're experiencing, and it goes through cycles. So climate change can occur naturally through changes in the distance between the Earth and the Sun, changes in the amount of energy the Earth is getting from the Sun, volcanic eruptions, changes in the ocean, and various other reasons. But it gets to be a problem when human influence causes climate change. Over the past 100 years alone, the temperature of the Earth has risen by about 1 degree Fahrenheit. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it can have a really big impact on the Earth in general. So snow and ice are melting and ocean levels are rising, and it's expected that in the next 100 years, snow and ice are going to continue to melt, the ocean levels will continue to rise, hot areas will get hotter, cold areas will get colder, and storms will get stronger. According to NASA, 97% of climate scientists agree that human impact has a lot of effect on the current climate warming. So here's a graph from Statista of the average annual temperature in the United States from 1895 to 2016 in Fahrenheit. And it's clearly fluctuating a lot, but overall it's experiencing a rising pattern. So there has been a human impact on climate change. So climate change is due a lot to increased carbon dioxide levels in the environment, and over the past 150 years, carbon levels have increased from 280 parts per million to 400 parts per million since the start of the Industrial Revolution. And even though it's almost unanimous among the scientific community that climate change is somewhat due to human impact, according to Science Direct, climate change denial has actually increased over the last decade. Carbon footprint is a widely used term, but what does it mean? Your carbon footprint is the amount of carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases directly or indirectly released into the environment by each person. So it's actually anticipated over the next 30 years that each person's carbon footprint is actually going to decrease by over 3 metric tons of the carbon dioxide equivalent So it's expected that we're all going to change and reduce our own carbon footprint a little bit. So over half of Americans have reported experiencing some of the effects of climate change, the most popular being warmer temperatures, increased weather, or like unusually severe weather and storms, and drought conditions, which we've all experienced in this area. But why should we care? The effects on human health from climate change could be drastic. Climate change is expected to increase the risk of malaria and Lyme disease because the insects that carry these diseases thrive in warmer weather, and climates are currently getting warmer. And it's also going to increase the risk of death due to extreme heat, and the very young and the very old are the most susceptible to health risks because of climate change. So what can we do about it? Only 6% of Americans believe that humans can reduce global warming and will successfully do so. And this statistic is way too low. 47% of Americans, however, believe that we can reduce global warming, but are unsure whether we will do what's necessary to achieve that. So we want to teach you guys some of the ways that you can reduce your own impact on climate change.
So all these statistics may sound a little bit dooming, but don't fret, my classmates. I found off of the Canada government, they released, their website released a 10-step process in order to reduce our carbon footprints. So, step 1, reduce your energy use. Turn off the lights when you leave a room. It's so easy. There's no need to keep them on. And like, if you have all your computers plugged in and your phone plugged in during the night, just charge it before you go to bed and then unplug it out of the wall socket when you go to bed at night so that it's not running for 12 hours. That's unnecessary. Try replacing your bulbs with energy-efficient, compact fluorescent bulbs. They do wonders. Step 2, we need to all change the way we think about transportation. So we're all freshmen, or most of us are freshmen, so we usually walk or bike to get around campus. But if that doesn't convince you enough, SLO, their parking ticket fee is around $35, and Cal Poly's is $40. So me speaking from my own experience, because I do have a car, it sucks paying those tickets. And if that doesn't convince you, California gas prices are crazy high. And most of us are freshmen, but we all have Poly cards, and those provide us free bus passes for whenever we'd like, so let's use them more often. If you insist on having a car, buy a car with good mileage, about 30 to 40 miles per gallon. And if you can't find a car, or if it's too expensive for you, maybe you need to use the bus and walk more. And then if you're going to take long trips across the state or a couple states, try taking the train. It's super fun. There's so many benefits to taking the train. Step 3, insulate your home. So start with insulating yourself. If it's a little cold in your house, around 55 to 60 degrees, just wear a sweater and cozy up in your bed. And if it's a little warm, wear a tank top. So, and then it's as easy as blinds. If you shut the blinds, it'll be colder in your house. And if you open them, it'll let the sunlight in, and there will be a higher temperature. And in the summer, we can use fans to circulate the air instead of using the air conditioning. Step 4, make every drop count. So if you have a leak in your sink or something that's dripping, make sure to get that fixed immediately. And try using low-flow shower heads and toilets, and then challenge yourself to a speedy shower. At least once a week, try taking a shower around 4 minutes. And obviously, turn off the water while brushing your teeth or shaving. Step 5, cool wash and hang dry. This will save you so much money on those drying machines that most of us have to use in the dorm rooms. Those are $2 a load? This will save you so much money in the long run if you just dry it on a rack inside your dorm. Step 6, switch to green power. Go solar. This is, generally speaking, we obviously can't do anything here, but at your house, convince your parents to go solar. My mom did, and it saves her around $250 a month. So in the long run, that's crazy. It's awesome. Step 7, recycle. This is so easy. There are recycling bins right next to the trash cans all over campus. So most of what I'm seeing in the class, you can recycle that. You can recycle your Starbucks. You can recycle the plastic in the back of the room. We can recycle so many things. It'll be so easy. Step 8, repurpose. So instead of throwing out your old clothes, try donating them to the needy or give it to a friend. You can even sell it at a garage sale if you would like to make some money off of them. Example, like if you have an old t-shirt, you can change it into a rag and dry your dishes with it. It's great. Through repurposing, the amount of waste being sent to landfill sites is reduced. There is no need to use energy for recycling, and others can benefit from your used items. And the last step, step 9, plants, our new best friend. If you're going to insist on having a garden, which is great, you should try picking out plants that will help or go easy with our climate here. So ones with minimal watering and that don't need a lot of attention. Better yet, plant a tree. It will consume the carbon from the atmosphere and it will provide some shade. So you might ask, what can I do as a college student when I use the dorms on campus? I can't change anything. I found this great quote from the United States Environmental Protection Agency that says, college students can play an important role in reducing greenhouse emissions at their colleges or universities by reducing their emissions from energy they use in the dorm rooms. Students can also work with school administrators to develop an inventory exit, increase energy efficiency on campus, and reduce their school's greenhouse gas emissions by using green power. So we decided to conclude with this quiz that we found from the Global Footprint Network that will tell you, quote, if everybody lived like you, we would need blank many Earths to provide enough resources. We both took this quiz, and the results were kind of crazy. If everybody on the planet lived like me, we would need 4.8 Earths to provide enough resources for everybody. Clearly, we don't have enough.
And if everybody lived like me, we would need 5.7 Earths. So that's way too many, and I'm going to look into options to reduce my own impact on climate change, and we encourage you all to take this quiz. It's really fast, it's really easy, and it's really interesting. So we encourage you all to try to reduce your own impact on climate change.